University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello, the winners and losers in this quarter-final stage of the competition are starting to make themselves known. After 5 matches, the team from Ulster University has said its final goodbye, but St John's College, Cambridge have taken the first of the 4 places in the semi-finals, and whichever team wins tonight will join them there, as both already have 1 quarter-final victory behind them. The losers will return for a last chance to qualify. Now, the team from Merton College, Oxford, have an unblemished record so far. They dispatched King's College London in round 1 by 285 to 110. And then in round 2, they rained on the parade of Oxford Brookes University, beating them by a margin of 255 to 175. Their first quarter-final victory was at the expense of Fitzwilliam College, Cambridge, with 270 points to 125. So with an accumulated score of an impressive 810 at an average age of 23, let's meet the Merton team for the 4th time.
Hello, I'm Edward Thomas. I'm originally from Oxford, though I now live in Kent, and I'm reading Ancient and Modern History.
Hello, I'm Alexander Peplow from Amersham in Buckinghamshire, and I'm reading for a Masters in Medieval Studies.
And here's their captain.
Hello, I'm Leonie Woodland. I'm from Cambridge, and I'm reading physics.
Hello, I'm Akira Weiberg. I'm from Sweden and Japan, and I'm reading for a doctorate in molecular and cellular medicine.
The team from Edinburgh University have a similarly spotless career, but they like to cut it pretty fine. They beat Ulster University in round 1 by only a 5-point margin. University College London in round 2, again by a 5-point margin, and Emmanuel College, Cambridge, in their first quarter-final by a scarcely more comfortable 15 points. Their accumulated score is 460. Their average age is 22. Let's meet them again.
Hi, I'm John. I'm from Edinburgh, and I'm studying Russian and history.
Hi, I'm Stanley. I'm from Edinburgh, and I'm studying for an MSc in Speech and Language Processing.
And this is their captain.
Hi, I'm Innes. I'm from Glasgow, and I'm doing a PhD in chemistry.
Hi, I'm Philippa. I'm from Oxford, and I'm studying biology.
OK, no point in wasting time reciting the rules. Fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. Who is the only person to have won both an Academy Award and a Nobel Prize?
Martin Peplow.
George Bernard Shaw.
Correct. 3 questions on Britain and Asia for the first set of bonuses. Firstly, seeking to extend its control and forestall Russian influence, Britain launched military expeditions against which country in 1839, 1878 and 1919?
Afghanistan.
Correct. In 1826 and 1852, Britain annexed portions of which country, finally subjugating it in a war of 1885. Upon independence in 1948, it declined to join the Commonwealth.
It's going to be Pakistan.
Oh, but wasn't that 47?
No, sorry, wrong way around.
Burma?
Burma is correct. By the 1816 Treaty of Sagoli, which country agreed to receive a British resident with the status of an ambassador? As a result, it never became part of British India.
Nepal,
maybe? Or Nepal?
Is this a country?
Yeah. Bhutan or Nepal?
Okay, let's try.
Well, Nepal, they've got Gurkhas.
Nepal?
Yeah.
Nepal?
Nepal is correct. 10 points for this. In molecular biology, what term denotes those proteins that assist newly synthesized proteins to fold into their function?
Merton Weiberg.
Chaperone proteins.
Correct. Your bonuses this time, Merton, are on Russian literature. In each case, name the creator of the following characters. All 3 authors were born and died during the 19th century. Firstly, Arkady Kirsanov, Fyodor Lavretsky and the sculptor Pavel Shubin.
It's not.
It's not Gorky. It could be Turgenev.
Could be. It's not Tolstoy.
Yeah.
Turgenev?
Correct. Secondly, the merchant Kalashnikov, Maxim Maximich and Grigory Alexandrovich Pechurin.
Gogol?
Dostoevsky?
Did he live into the 20th century though?
I don't know.
Gorky did.
Gorky did and Tolstoy did. So
Gogol?
No, it's Lermontov. And finally, Pavel Fyodorovich Shmerdyakov and Rodion Raskolnikov.
Dostoevsky.
Correct. 10 points for this. Estimated to hold the world's largest reserves of bauxite, which country in 1958 became the first independent francophone...
Merton Peplow.
Oh, Australia.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Became the first independent francophone state in sub-Saharan Africa. It shares borders with 5 other coastal countries, including Senegal, Liberia and Côte d'Ivoire.
Edinburgh Wang.
Ghana.
No, Ghana's not francophone, it's Guinea. Right, 10 points for this. What name and regnal number link the King of Navarre, known as the Bad, the Holy Roman Emperor, known as the Bald, the last Habsburg King of Spain, known as the Bewitched, and the British King, whose accession in 1660 marked the restoration...
Edinburgh Wang.
Second.
Name?
James.
No, you lose 5 points. Anyone like to buzz?
Merton Weiberg.
Charles II.
Charles II is correct, yes. A set of bonuses this time for you, Merton College, on Danish scientists. I need an 11-letter answer here. In 1897, Bernhard Lauritz Bang discovered a causative agent of which contagious zoonotic disease, known in humans as undulant or Malta fever?
Brucellosis.
Nominate Weiberg.
Brucellosis.
Correct. In 1920, Auguste Krogh was awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine for his discovery of the motor-regulating mechanism of which minute blood vessels, the bridge between arterial and venous circulation.
Capillaries, presumably. Or is this...
Yeah, probably bridging them.
Yeah. Capillaries?
Correct. In the early 20th century, Johannes Schmidt discovered that European eels migrate to which area of the North Atlantic to spawn? It takes its name from a genus of free-floating seaweed.
It's the Sargasso Sea.
Sargasso.
Yeah.
The Sargasso Sea?
Correct. Right, we're going to take a picture round now. For your picture starter, you'll see the flag of a large administrative subdivision of a country. For 10 points, I want you to name that national subdivision.
Edinburgh Heaton Armstrong.
Alaska.
Alaska is correct. Now, if Alaska were an independent nation, it would displace Iran as the world's 18th largest country. Your picture bonuses are the flags of 3 more subnational polities, all of which would be amongst the 20 largest countries in the world if independent. Firstly, for 5 points, this subnational division, if independent, it would supplant Mexico as the 14th largest country in the world.
That's Nunavut,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Nunavut.
Correct. Secondly, this subnational division, if independent, it would find itself just behind India as the world's 8th largest country.
Where could that be?
It might be Russia, but I'm just trying to think of really big places. I'd be inclined to go for the Sakha Republic.
Shall we just try that? Yeah. The Sakha Republic.
Correct. And finally, this subnational division, that if independent, would be the world's 10th largest state, being slightly smaller than Kazakhstan.
Oh, Western Australia, isn't it? Yeah.
Western Australia.
Correct. 10 points for this. From the Urdu for veil or curtain, what word is used?
Merton Peplow.
Purdah.
Purdah is correct, yes. 3 questions on British theatre directors for your bonuses, Merton College. Born in 1925, which theatre director and producer is noted for his productions of Shakespeare, the first of which he directed at the age of 20? He later directed epic works such as the 1985 Mahabharata.
Can you remember any of them?
Any directors? Polanski? No.
Polanski?
He's not British.
No, it's
director.
Peter Brook. Who in 2013 became the first female artistic director of the Royal Court Theatre? She was a founder of the National Theatre of Scotland, where she commissioned the award-winning play Black Watch.
Any idea what
No
it's
idea. No.
We don't know.
That was Vicky Featherstone. And finally, which former director of both the RSC and the National Theatre formed his own production company in 1988, staging The Merchant of Venice with Dustin Hoffman and Coward's Hay Fever with Dame Judi Dench?
What was the theatre director one?
Who's the chap
Trevor
you
Nunn.
knew?
Yeah,
Trevor
go
Nunn.
for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Why not?
Trevor Nunn?
No, it's Sir Peter Hall. 10 points for this. A special case of interference within thin films. What optical phenomenon is often used in the quality control of optical surfaces? It's observed when light falls on a spherical surface that's in contact with a flat surface and appears as concentric alternating bright and dark rings.
Edinburgh Heaton Armstrong.
Lens flare.
Nope. Anyone like to buzz from Merton College?
Merton Woodland.
Newton's rings.
Correct. You get bonuses on US philosophers, Merton College. Born in 1839, the US philosopher Charles Sanders Peirce is generally held to be the founder of which school of philosophy? It states that an idea can be understood in terms of its real-life consequences.
Pragmatism.
Pragmatism.
Correct. In the 1903 work, Studies in Logical Theory, which US philosopher put forward a form of pragmatism known as instrumentalism?
That was Dewey.
Dewey.
Correct. Pragmatism, a new name for some old ways of thinking, is a 1907 work by which philosopher, the brother of a major novelist? I need his given name and surname.
William James.
Correct. 10 points for this. In 1924, to whom did the publisher Geoffrey Faber write, "What will impress my directors favourably"?
Martin Peplow.
T.S. Eliot.
T.S. Eliot is correct. These bonuses are on a constellation, Merton College. The ancient Greek constellation of Argo Navis comprises 3 modern constellations. Vela, representing the sails, Puppis, the stern, and which other representing the keel? The same word refers to a ridge on the breastbone of a bird.
I don't know what this is.
I mean,
But is that...
Is that a dorsal, maybe?
That's
No,
not
no,
a
that's the wrong side, isn't it?
Sternum.
No, it's Carina. The white giant Canopus in the constellation Carina is the second brightest star in the night sky when viewed from Earth and is named after a helmsman of which figure of the Trojan War?
Is that Achilles?
Odysseus? A helmsman.
Helmsman.
Or
No, Odysseus would make sense because there's a whole thing. Odysseus?
No, it's Menelaus. What 2-word name is commonly given to the feature formed by 2 stars in Carina and 2 stars in Vela that, because of its shape, is sometimes confused with the constellation Crux?
So that is a constellation.
Okay, so it's a cross.
Yeah.
Is it the Southern Cross?
No, but he just said it
that
is
is-
it's confused with the...
Something else?
Yeah, we don't know.
It's the false cross. 10 points for this. In 1946, the letter O vanished and the letters EW were changed to a U in the name of what commercial product launched in 1901 by the Falkirk and Glasgow-based Barr family?
Edinburgh Carson.
Iron Brew.
Iron Brew, of course, yes. That has made you what you are. Right, your bonuses are on female authors with male pen names. The so-called rustic novels, La Mare au Diable, François Le Champy and La Petite Fadette, are about love transcending class and convention. They're among works of which 19th century French writer?
Male pseudonym. I can't
That's
do
the
this.
only person I know, so just say that. Do you have to say the pseudonym?
What were you saying?
I've no idea.
What were you saying?
I would say Paul's name, but I don't know what her pseudonym was. So.
I can't. Can I nominate you?
No.
All right.
I don't know.
What actually are you saying? Sorry.
Never mind. Just,
Okay.
I don't know.
We don't know. Sorry.
It's George Sand. Born in 1832, which US author wrote sensationalist stories under the pseudonym A.M. Barnard before finding fame with children's books published under her real name and based on her own childhood?
Would that be Ellen Montgomery, like kind of Green Gables? I don't know.
Maybe. I've no idea.
Yeah, that's right. Ellen Montgomery.
No, it's Louisa May Alcott. And finally, born Helen Lyndon Gough in 1899, which Australian-born writer is best known for a series of children's books about a nanny?
It's not like Mary Poppins, is it?
I've no idea. Who wrote that?
Something Travers.
All right. Travers.
Initials, please.
Oh no. P.L.
P.L.
P.L. Travers.
Correct. Right, we're going to take a music round for you. A music starter, you'll hear part of an opera. 10 points if you can identify its composer.
Edinburgh Wang.
Britain.
No, anyone like to buzz from Merton?
Merton Thomas.
Bizet.
No, that was the Witches' Chorus from Verdi's Macbeth, so 10 points for this. From 1976, the military junta in which country conducted a violent campaign of suppression against left-wing opponents such as...
Edinburgh Heaton Armstrong.
Is it Chile?
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points, such as the Montoneros. Commonly known as the Dirty War, it came to an end following a...
Merton Weiberg.
Argentina.
Argentina is correct. So you failed to identify the Witches' Chorus from Verdi's Macbeth, but your music bonuses are 3 more classical pieces evoking witches or witchcraft. Firstly, for 5, the original Russian composer of this piece, here arranged for a full orchestra.
Yes, there's a picture, isn't it? Yeah. Mussorgsky.
It is Mussorgsky. Secondly, this Spanish composer.
Rodrigo de Fire. Val? Val?
It's not Spanish.
No, who's the one?
It's a Spanish composer.
Yeah, it's a Spanish.
Yeah, sorry, I always get that.
I'll go for Defiant.
Can I nominate?
Just Defiant.
The Fire.
It is De Fire, yes, it's the ritual fire dance. And finally, this French composer.
Sounds a bit like Symphony Fantastique.
Berlioz.
Berlioz, part of the Symphonie Fantastique. OK, 10 points for this. What is the inverse of the SI-derived unit whose name is a homophone of the third-person singular of a verb meaning to cause pain?
Edinburgh Wang.
Capacitance.
No.
Merton Woodland.
Second.
Second is correct, yes. Well worked out. Your bonuses are on pairs of place names, Merton College, in which the final letters of the first name begin the second. For example, Dewsbury and Bury St Edmunds. In each case, give both names from the descriptions. Firstly, the city that gives its name to the 1569 Union of Poland and Lithuania and the capital of the US state of Nebraska.
Lublin and Lincoln.
Lublin and Lincoln.
Correct. Secondly, a large Polish city between Berlin and Warsaw and a former capital of China on the Yangtze. The latter is now the capital of Jiangsu province.
Poznan? Oh, Poznan and
Nanking.
Yeah.
Poznan and Nanking.
That's correct. And finally, a major Polish seaport and the capital of Macedonia.
Gdansk and Skopje.
Yeah.
Gdansk and Skopje.
Correct. 10 points for this. The Elements of Ethics by Heracles, the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius and the Discourses of Epictetus are works within...
Merton Peploe.
Stoicism.
Stoicism is correct. Your bonuses are on scientific terms. In each case, name the term from the description. All 3 begin with the same 4-letter prefix. Firstly, coined by Samuel Hahnemann, the founder of homeopathy, to designate orthodox medical treatment, what term comes from the Greek for other than the disease?
Something not heteronotic. No, but it's 4-word prefix. 4-letter prefix.
Don't know. No,
We don't know.
It's allopathy. And secondly, what term denotes the regulation of a protein's function, structure and/or flexibility through the binding of a molecule at a site other than the active site?
Allo something.
Sorry. Yeah, mine's gone back.
Allocytic.
Yeah, just go with it.
Allocytic.
No, it's allosteric regulation. And finally, what term denotes the phenomenon of biological scaling, or the study thereof? It concerns the change in organisms in relation to proportional changes in size.
Allometry.
Allometry.
Correct. Right, we're going to take a picture round now. For your picture starter, you're going to see an illustration. For 10 points, I want you to identify the artist, please.
Merton Peplow.
Dürer.
Nope.
Edinburgh Wang.
Doré.
No, it's Arthur Rackham. So picture bonuses in a moment or two. 10 points at stake for this starter question. Listen carefully. To drive from Canada to Mexico, one must pass through at least 3 US states. For example, Washington, Oregon and California. Which state appears in the other 4 3-state combinations, this being the result of its characteristic panhandle?
Martin Weiberg.
Oklahoma.
No, anyone want to buzz from Edinburgh?
Edinburgh Carson.
Texas.
No, it's Idaho. 10 points at stake for this starter question. In botany, what 6-letter term denotes the part of a plant's stamen that produces and contains pollen?
Edinburgh Stone.
Anther.
Anther is correct, yes. All of you failed to identify one of Arthur Rackham's illustrations of Richard Wagner's Ring Cycle. For your bonuses, though, you're going to see 3 more of those illustrations and 5 points in each case if you can identify the character depicted. Firstly...
Maybe Siegfried. I can scarcely name any more. Any idea? No. Siegfried.
It is Siegfried, yes. Secondly...
Brunhilde.
It is Brunhilde. And finally, how are these characters collectively known?
Are they the it's the German kind of equivalent to that kind of thing. Is Laurel?
There's one of those mermaid things somewhere in Denmark.
Loreley's.
They're the Rhine Maidens.
Okay.
10 points for this. 120 days separate the dates of birth of which 2 British Prime Ministers, the 100th anniversaries of which fell in March and July 2016. The 2 were in office from 1964 to 76.
Edinburgh Carson.
Wilson and Heath.
Correct. These bonuses are on dogs in art. Born in 1955, which US artist is known for his production of large stainless steel balloon animals? His balloon dog Orange sold for $58 million in 2013.
Jeff Koons.
Correct. Commissioned by Sir Joseph Banks and depicting a dingo, portrait of a large dog is by which English artist? It's one of the first depictions of an Australian animal in Western art.
I have no idea.
I've no idea.
I don't know. Try Reynolds.
Reynolds.
No, it's George Stubbs. And finally, the US artist C.M. Coolidge is noted for producing a series of much reproduced oil paintings known collectively by what 3-word title referring to a leisure activity?
Dogs playing poker.
Correct. 4 minutes to go, 10 points for this. Which county follows Kerry, Donegal, Mayo and Galway, being in ascending order of area the 5 largest counties of the Republic of Ireland?
Edinburgh Carson.
Mayo.
No, anyone like to buzz from Merton College?
Martin Thomas.
Kildare.
No, it's Cork. 10 points for this. Answer as soon as your name is called. The number 2001 in ternary or base 3 corresponds to which decimal?
Edinburgh Carson.
28.
No, to which decimal number? You lose 5 points.
Martin Woodland.
55.
Correct. You get a set of bonuses on the Roman historian Ammianus Marcellinus. Ammianus' surviving books begin 17 years after the death of Constantine the Great and continue until the Battle of Adrianople. Give any of the 3 decades that this period covers in part or in whole.
Constantine the Great dies in what? 315?
When did Constantine die?
360. Yeah, 360s.
The 360s?
That will do, yes, the 350s and 370s are the others. Experience had taught him that no wild beasts are such dangerous enemies to man as Christians are to one another. Ammianus said this of which emperor known as the apostate?
Julian? Julian?
Correct. Writing in the late 18th century, which historian described Ammianus as an accurate and faithful guide?
Gibbon.
Gibbon.
Gibbon is right. 10 points for this. The sculptor Edward Hodges Bailey and the architect William Railton are now chiefly remembered for which London landmark erected in the early 1840s?
Merton Peplow.
The Statue of Eros.
One of you, Buzz, from Edinburgh?
Edinburgh Carson.
Nelson's column.
Nelson's column is correct. Your bonuses this time, Edinburgh, are on the scientific names of plants and animals. The common name of the British bird Aegyphalos caudatus suggests it's a member of the tit family. Caudatus refers to what distinctive part of its body?
What does caudate mean? Caudate is like a bone of some kind. Spine?
Spine?
Yeah, back.
Sort of its back, spiny back.
No, it's its tail.
Oh, right.
The plant Hypericum hirsutum, the woodpecker Picoides villosus, and the bat Artibius hirsutus all have what adjective in their common names?
Is it hairy, hirsutus? It sounds hairy.
Hairy is correct. The sea animals in the genus Hippocampus and the bat species Rhinolophus hipposiderus both have the name of what mammal in their common names?
Horse.
Correct. 10 points for this. The US physicists Lee, Osheroff and Richardson won the 1996 Nobel Prize for their discovery of superfluidity in what isotope?
Merton Woodland.
Helium-3.
Correct. Your bonuses are on artists. In each case, name the monarch of England or Great Britain whose lifetime corresponded most nearly to that of the artist or artists given. Firstly, Andrea Mantegna and Sandro Botticelli.
So, 14... Botticelli was the middle of 1550. So that would something like that.
I think we better have an answer, please.
Henry VI.
Henry VI.
No, it's Henry VII. Secondly, Jan Vermeer.
James. No,
Come on.
Charles I.
Charles I.
No, it's Charles II. And at the gong, Edinburgh have 85, but Merton College, Oxford have 210. Well, it's not a disaster, Edinburgh. You can come back and have another go at it next time. We shall look forward to seeing you again then. And Merton, many congratulations to you. It's a very impressive performance. We shall look forward to seeing you in the semi-finals. I hope you can join us next time for another quarter-final match. But until then, it's goodbye from Edinburgh University.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Merton College, Oxford.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.